Hey, everybody! Coach Moose here. I cannot believe it's week 7. I mean, seriously, week 7. I'm just getting back. As many of you know, I was away, and thank goodness Coach Christy was all over it because she kept everybody going. And I commented and liked and did what I could in the group, but man, it's amazing how busy things can get. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I give you all a quick update. I was away lecturing. I actually had 5 lectures that I delivered at the World Fitness Expo in Toronto, which is part of the CanFit Pro organization. It's actually the world's largest health conference for certification purposes. So this is where all the trainers have to go to get their continuing education credits, and it's massive. There's about 14,000 people there, and it was quite the honor to be able to deliver 5 lectures. That's not normal. Most people 2, 3 at most. So I was pretty honored to be asked, and of course to be able to give back to fellow fitness professionals and help them just do what they do. And you all know that's why I do what I do. I love it. I just love helping people and connecting communities and helping people get results. And speaking of results, that's where I am most amazed by every single one of you. Holy, the group is on fire. After being away for a week and a half and missing some posts, I got to say I'm pretty amazed at how quickly that feed fills up. So I've scrolled back and tried to get caught up on it, but it's virtually impossible. You miss a few days. So I can empathize now much more with those that have intimated that sometimes they feel a bit overwhelmed logging into the group, especially if it's been a couple of days, because it's like, whoa, what has happened here? That's okay. Doesn't matter. You just get in there and start commenting, start liking, because every day is a new day. And on that note, I want to say huge congrats and kudos to those that admitted over the last week and a half that they stumbled a bit. You know, life happens. You've heard me mention this before in the videos and in my writing, and I talk about it in my book. It's life. It just happens. There's ups, there's downs, there's sideways, there's over and unders, and all the other stuff in between. It's okay. We do not have to let it beat us up. You know, and I think it's ourselves that beat ourselves up more than other people will, because none of us ever will beat each other up. We're there to encourage, as I saw in the group, pick each other up and say, hey, today's a new day. Let's start. Draw that line in the sand, as they say. Step over and get it happening. Which is exactly what a number of you have done. So thank you. And congratulations. Because we only got a couple more weeks left. I can't believe it. But yes, just so you know, there will be another phase. I'm excited about that. And if I have things in place, I hope to have the new community website for the Whole Life Fitness Manifesto up. And you'll all get access to that, which will make it a little easier to communicate on a day-to-day basis as well. It'll make it much more succinct when addressing questions and creating forums. And it's really going to be a thriving community. Unlike the Facebook group, which is awesome. I don't plan to let that go either. But as you know, it's a lot harder to share and connect on Facebook because it's limited based on some of the group options. It just doesn't have enough features for us to really grow with. And yeah, so it's a little workaround. Hopefully that'll be up. If not, oh well, it'll be later. So week 7, you'll notice this week there's some cool little challenges. Along with all the water everyone's drinking, you know, it's summertime, it's heat. I know a lot of you have been expressing that you've upped your water intake, which is fantastic. But Chrissy brought up a really good point, and that's the electrolyte aspect. These are the sodiums and the potassiums and a couple other minerals that we typically need to help regulate water in our body. In particular, it's what allows water and sodium as well as sugars to get in and out of our blood, and I should say in and out of our muscles as well. You got to make sure you got enough of this stuff in you, because when we sweat, especially when we sweat a lot when we're working outside, you're going to find that sometimes you might just feel like you're never really getting hydrated. Even though you're up in your water intake, it's just like you're still thirsty. And it's because your body's probably not uptaking it. And you often hear about people, in particular people that have done marathons in extreme heat, collapsing and dying. Now that's a little extreme. That's not going to happen to us. However, even though they're well hydrated, they're still dying. It's based on their body's not absorbing any of that water. And it's because they're highly depleted in sodium, in particular potassium. Often you'll feel that your muscles are cramping, fatigue, sometimes you get a bit of gut cramping, and it's a simple fix. So I'd like to encourage you this week, even though you're up taking your water, maybe mixing in some electrolytes where you can. And I'm not talking about the sugar sweetened ones that are off the shelf. There are other options out there. I know Energy makes a great product. There's Emergency that's also, so you get some vitamin C in there as well. They mix it with some electrolytes. And there's a couple other really neat products like Noon, N-U-U-N, which is an add-in. Gives it a little bit of fizz, and it's a lot of runners use it. They're basically like almost like a sodium potassium tablet, and it gives your water a little bit of flavor. Now it doesn't mean that you have to drink X amounts of this, but maybe just try to implement that with your pre-workout water as well as post-workout. Anyways, I've been rambling on 6 minutes already. I value your time, and I appreciate that you take the time to watch these videos in their entirety, right? Well, maybe not. Or maybe you just fast forward. That's okay too. So let's get to the good part. What's the good part? Well, the good part is week 7 starts tomorrow, Monday. Rock and roll. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Just realize all these amazing advances you've made with your health, your fitness, your well-being. It all matters. Every little bit matters. Every minute that you put into yourself matters. You have days where you don't. It's okay. It doesn't detract from everything that you've already done up to now and what you're going to continue to do moving forward. So keep pressing on. And again, a big thank you, shout out to Christy for holding down the fort. She is my best half, and without her, this just wouldn't be happening. So we are a duo, and thank you. When you guys do reply, don't worry, she reads all those emails. So I know I fielded a bunch of them this week that were addressed to Christy. I read those too, just so you know. Yeah, so have a fantastic week, guys. If you have any questions or any cool story ideas, I'm going to provide a couple of links to some blog posts that went up on my site this week that are getting a lot of traction, especially those that are parents. It's some cool little strategies, and I encourage you, share them with other parents that you know. They're real life tips that can help, and that's what I'm all about. So if you find value in it, please feel free to share it. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, make this week awesome. That's a silent cheer. Inside story. Okay, I'm going to tell you that, and then I'm going to go. We used to, our kids in preschool, it was pretty funny. So this teacher, and it's amazing for those that have had kids go through preschool, it's like herding cats. It's ridiculous. I don't know how these people do it. I mean, I could barely manage my 2 daughters at that age, let alone a classroom full of 30 of them. And this teacher is magical. I almost wondered if they put stuff in the water there to induce mind control. But literally, she would have control over these kids, and they would just listen and respond and cooperate, and it was incredible. Very inspiring. Gave me hope as a parent. And she would often use something called the silent cheer. And this is a great way to allow the kids to express themselves, but without making any noise. Awesome. Right? Awesome. So every once in a while, the kids get really excited and they just want to scream. And she would say, silent cheer. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining. So you can imagine 30 kids all around a circle, highlight of the story, getting really excited because Goldilocks got away from the 3 bears. Anyways, so from now on, the inside joke, if you're posting photos, I want to see some real expression, some silent cheers. So hashtag it, silent cheer, and we'll all know what we're talking about. Anyways, peace out. Holy, this is like 10 minutes. I think this is like the longest video ever. And you'll notice that I never edit these. So it's raw and real, people. Raw and real. Sometimes more raw than real. However, peace out. Love ya.